Okay, continuing on, we're going to focus on the navigation section in this video tutorial. And we don't have the HTML created yet for this nav. So we need to jump over to our HTML and flesh out the code for the navigation section. Right now we just have a blank slate. So I've got to build the unordered list for our navigation. You'll notice that our Photoshop mockup calls for 1, 2, 3, 4 main links. So I'm going to create an unordered list with 4 list items. Most navigations on the web are built using the unordered lists tag. So we'll kind of follow that same convention. So we're going to have an unordered list. And inside of here, we're going to have an anchor tag. And we'll put the pound sign. And this first link, again, the pound sign just doesn't do anything. This first link is called, I believe we called that about. It really doesn't matter, but we call this one about. And I'm going to copy this link and just paste it down 4 times and change those words. So we have about, difference, change, and clients. So about, difference, change, and clients. And let's save this and see what we're looking at over in our mockup. Now here's that unordered list over here. All the bullets and everything are already gone because we applied that CSS reset. But we need this object over here, and it needs to lay out horizontally, not vertically like lists do by default, because lists are block level tags. So now we have that in place. We're going to have to add a little bit of HTML to spruce this up. So let's jump over to our style.css file and add some of the code for our menu. So the first thing we're going to do is we have to create the code. Let's maximize this. We have to create this main nav div. We don't have that yet. I don't believe we've created that one yet. So that main nav div is going to come after our logo div and after these 2 divs. So logo EC, and then right here we'll create our main nav. So pound main dash nav. And the main nav div is actually the, if we jump back here, it corresponds to this nav tag. So remember that. Now let's give this thing some position. So the first thing we need to do is say position absolute. So we're going to position this according to its parent. Again, its parent is the header tag, which is this entire section right here, the whole entire red area. And it needs to go over in the bottom right hand corner. So we're going to position this to bottom 0, right 0. Let's give it a background color as well, background dash color. We'll just make it purple for now. And that looks pretty good. So let's save that and refresh. So now our nav's over here in the corner, and we need to make this so that it lays out horizontally instead of vertically. There's a couple of ways we can do that, and the method I'm going to opt for is with floats. Just like we learned in the intro series, we'll be floating these items left to create a horizontal menu. So we're going to be using finally some descendant selectors here and a little bit of the knowledge we picked up earlier. So I'm going to create a new rule below this one, and this one's going to be pound main dash nav space ul space li. So this rule is going to affect list items that are children of an unordered list that's a child of a main nav ul. In other words, this rule is going to affect all 4 of these list items because they're in that natural hierarchy. So if you can't remember how those compound selectors work, I encourage you to review the video in the Intro to CSS or the CSS Essentials series. So inside of here, we need to override a few things. The first thing we want to do is say float left. And let's save that and come back here. Whoops. Come back to our web browser rather and refresh. And that did not float them left, so chances are I typed something in wrong. So let's go ahead and troubleshoot this really quick. Let's see, main nav ulli. That looks good. Let's come into here. Main nav ulli. That looks okay. I don't notice any errors, so let's just make sure we save both of these and come back and refresh. Still don't have it, so let's see. Something must be off. And I've just noticed it. You probably noticed it before me. It says mail nav instead of main nav. So I'll switch that to main and come back and refresh. And there we go. Now they're all floated left, so they're all laying side by side, and that works well. And now we need to add some CSS to the anchor tags to make them so that they look exactly like these links here. And we'll do this step by step. So in the next tutorial, we'll lay out each one of these anchors and add quite a bit of CSS.